Hello everyone, my name is Allison and I'm the librarian who works with the communication department, and I'm really sorry that I'm not able to visit your class today. I wanted to make a really quick video to try to help you out with the assignment that you'll be working on, where you need to find an article and answer 10 questions about it. So I'm going to help make sure you can find the right type of article that will make it really easy for you to do this assignment. So we're going to start right here on the library's homepage. And the first thing I want to show you is that there is a guide for this class. So if you go to the quick links and click on research guides, you can go to communication, and communication 276 is right here, and it'll take you to this page. And so you don't have to use this page, but it's going to have links to the database that I will show you and some of the other hints on here. And then I also have like a little infographic that I made, which kind of like visually shows you some of the things that you're looking for in the type of article that you'll need to do this assignment. So we're looking for articles that are research based, so they're reporting the results of some kind of study, and there's a lot of different kinds of studies, so it could be a lot of different things. But in order to answer those questions in your homework, I think the quickest way to tell if an article is going to have those answers is if it has the sections that are listed here. So the really important ones are going to be, does it have a literature review? Does it have methods where it tells you how they did the study? Does it report the results of the study? And then does it have a discussion section? And I've got some different examples linked here of these different types of articles. But we're going to do a search in communication source, which I'm not sure, depending on what communication classes you had before, you may or may not have used. There's a lot of different ways that we could find these articles. So there's not like just one right way to do it, but I like to recommend this database because it only has articles from communication journals, and that should save us a lot of time, not having to like sort through other stuff that might end up not being the right type of article for this assignment. So one way to save time is to just go to a place that only has the stuff you're looking for, right? So I have a link to it here, but I also always like to show that you can get to it on the library's homepage if you go to databases and just type in communication, just because you're not always going to be in this class, or you might forget where the guide is. So here's communication source, and we'll go to that database, and it'll probably make you log in. I think I'm already logged in. It'll just take a second to load. And so you can see that you get a search box where we can put in some search terms. I want to show you a few advanced settings before you search. So if you scroll down a little bit, a couple of things you might want to do first. You can limit to peer-reviewed. That's the type of articles that we're looking for, but I mean that's not enough, because we also want to make sure they're reporting studies, but that's going to help narrow it down quite a bit. If you do have a topic where it really matters how recent the research is, maybe consider limiting by date. We could also limit by publication type. We could say we just want academic journals. I think that would be good for this assignment, so we don't get any book articles or other stuff like that. And then sometimes people also like to limit to English, just because this is an international database and there's all kinds of articles in here. So if you want to do that, just to make sure that the articles you get back are in English, you could do that too. Usually this is the part where I would ask like what topics people are interested in, so that we could look up something that you are doing. And I honestly apologize because I don't know what topics you're interested in. So just for a sample, I was thinking it might be interesting to look up TikTok, since it's been in the news so much, and just to see like what kind of research communication researchers have done about TikTok. So type that in, and we got 359 results, which this seems like a good amount. So if I wanted to, if there was like something specific to look for, I could add in some more keywords. So maybe like TikTok and mental health or influence, it's suggesting some, but you could also put whatever it is that you're interested in. I'm actually not gonna do that because I just want to show you some examples. But I would be real careful when you're limiting, because if you put in too many words, 359 doesn't sound like a lot, but it might go down to 0 real quick if you add in like 5 or 6 other keywords. So just kind of experiment a little bit, but be kind of flexible with what keywords you use. So I'm just going to start looking at these, because what we want to do is look for, something you're interested in, I would think first, or something that matches what your assignment is about, but then also make sure it's the right type of article. So one hint that I think will save you some time is if we look at this little snippet of the abstract that shows up on this page, you can get some clues from this. So right here, I see in this one, it says, this study investigates. Like, that is a good clue. They've definitely done a study, and now it's going to tell us what that study was about. So good sign that this article would be possible to use to answer questions about data and methods and things like that. And you could do the same thing for all of these. So we could look at the abstracts. The second one talks about, in this article, we examine a group of activists on TikTok. So that sounds like it could be a study. They didn't actually say, like, in this study, so you might look at that closer just to make sure you could answer all the questions. But this is the type of stuff you want to look for. So it won't always come right out and say in this study, but you want to look for, like, what did they do? So before I even bother going to the article, I want to see what did they do. So like this one is like, this article, purpose of this article is to analyze what these policies are. So they're analyzing something. That could be a study. So just kind of like do a quick look through and see what you think. I'm actually going to look at the first one that came up in the list, just because I think this will be a good example to kind of show you like what you're looking for to match up to the questions you want to answer. So I'm going to go to the PDF and we'll open that up. I'm hoping this will show up on your video okay. I zoomed in like as far as I could, I think. I'll zoom in a little bit more. But you want to just do a real quick look at the article and make sure you feel like it'll match up to those questions. So here's the abstract. I'm just going to scroll through real quick. And you want to start looking for the questions. So like question number 2 is, according to the literature review, what information was already known? So here, right here, we have literature review. This is great. Not all articles are going to come out and just like section it off calling it lit review, but if you see that, that is great. You should be able to read these paragraphs that follow and answer question number 2. So this is really good. And if you keep looking at this article, another thing I noticed in it was they're actually pulling out their hypothesis and they're like putting it here. So they're saying like hypothesis 1, this is what we think will happen in our study. And then if you keep going, they have more than one hypothesis. So they have a couple and they're going to number them. So hypothesis 2A, hypothesis 2B, this is what we expect to find. And then a little bit later, they'll have their research questions. So not every article is going to do that. You might have to read a little bit of the paragraphs to find this. It might not be just like pulled out of the text for you, but if they do that, that's really nice. It makes it real easy to find. So that will help you answer the questions about what the hypothesis was, what the research question was. And if we keep going, here's the method. So this is what you want to read to find out, how did they do the study? Was it qualitative? Was it quantitative? What exactly did they do? This section should describe that for you. So it might not always be called methods, but it'll be called something similar. That's what you want to look for. You want to make sure your article has this section, and then the next thing you should see is results. And a lot of times there'll be like charts and graphs if it's data. And then a little bit after this, usually you should find something about the discussion. What does this mean? What do we think happened? What are the implications of this research? And I think this article even has theoretical and practical implications, which is question number 9, is like how does this relate to theoretical and practical implications. They're not always gonna section it out, but you should look for this towards the end of the article, see if you can find it. And then this one also has limitations in future directions, which is question 10. So this one made it really easy. They've sort of ordered everything. They've got the headings for you. They have the hypothesis pulled out for you. And a lot of articles will do this, not all of them. But these are some of the clues you want to look for. If your article doesn't have these things, or you feel like it might not have all of them, I would keep looking, see if you can find something else, because you want to make sure it's the right type of article. These are the kind of things you want to look for, and it's not always going to be super clear where they are, but you want to make sure, oh, I bet this section is the part that's going to have the results, that kind of thing, even if it doesn't say results. So hopefully this helps you feel a little bit better about finding the right type of article. We're happy to help you find articles in the library. A couple other things I wanted to mention in this database is one is that when you do find something you want to use, you can always download it. It'll give you the access options here, but then there's these buttons up at the top. The one that I always like to show is to get the citation. So you can change this to APA style, and then here is the citation. Now I would be careful because I don't think this did a great job. I'm not the best at APA style. I always look in the book to make sure I'm doing it right, but I'm pretty sure that in the article titles you don't capitalize all the words, so I think that might be wrong, but it's really easy to fix that. So I think this would save you time if you want to copy it and paste it. So hopefully that will help. So I did want to show that. And if you do run into an article where there's not full text, I did want to mention the library has a free service. It's called Interlibrary Loan. There's a little video on your guide here that will show you how it works, and then there's a link to your account, so you can request the article and we'll get it for you from another library that has it. It's completely free. So if you find something you really like, that you really want to use, and there's no PDF, let us know if we can help you do this. I always want to make sure that you know that it's there. If you need help at any time, for any class, not just this one, in the library we always have appointments available. So I've got a link on this guide for you, but it's also on the library's main website. Today we're doing online classes. You can request an online appointment. You just pick the day that you want and then pick the time that you want, and we'll send you a Zoom link. And then there's also the library chat, which should pop up on the homepage whenever the library is open. There's always someone here. That's why we're here. Don't ever feel bad. Ask us questions. You can just click chat, and maybe you need help getting the full text of an article. You can't remember how to get to the communication database. Whatever it is, there's no bad questions. Let us know how we can help you, and we are happy to do that. So I don't want to make this video too long. I know you have a lot of online stuff to do today, but my name is Allison. I'm in the library. I'm happy to help you however I can. So let me know if you have questions, if I can help you, and I'm happy to do that.